Alright, hello guys. Thank you for popping in just randomly. I kind of have not been back in a while and this was not scheduled, so just thank you for swinging by. So yeah, when you come into a Twitch stream, typically if you're not subscribed to that channel, you will see ads the second that you come in. That's pretty typical of most people who stream live on Twitch. I had mentioned on my Blue Sky account that I was going to be going live at 3:30 p.m. PST. I tend to set my stream to go live in pre-show about 5 minutes ahead of time. So that was 3:25. It is now 3:30. This is the correct time, and we are here now. I'm going to go ahead and bring the audio in on the game. Where did my mixer go? There it is. And pop that in a little louder. So what were we doing the last time? First of all, I guess we're just gonna sit back and talk for a little bit to anyone who just sort of happens to be in here. So I haven't streamed in a couple of weeks here. So we're still in the middle of Final Fantasy II, and part of the reason why I haven't streamed in quite a long time is because, here's something cool and fun. I got COVID. Not my fault. I don't leave this house because I work from home. My husband, who does not work in the home, came home with COVID, and he gave it to me. This is always how I get sick, by the way. My husband gets sick, and he brings it back home to me. And I don't want to downplay it because my reaction to it was not super bad. But the only reason why my reaction to it was not super bad was because I have been vaccinated. Please get vaccinated, because my reaction to it was really very cold-like. Very cold-like, so anybody who's like, oh, it's just, COVID's just a cold or it's just the flu. Yeah, if you get vaccinated, man, like, it doesn't have to be that bad if you actually take care of yourself. So I had stayed in for like a week. And the problem is, with every sickness that I get when it's the cold, when it's the flu, and now I guess when it's COVID, is that, I'll get a cough, and the cough won't go away for like a month. Bare minimum. And it could last 2 to 3 months. There's something wrong with my lungs, man. I don't know. Something wrong with my lungs. So, even though I was otherwise, after not too terribly long, I was feeling pretty okay. I was feeling pretty good. I could get up, I could walk around, I had energy, I had an appetite, I never lost my sense of smell, none of that stuff. The cough just lingered. And even now, this is why I'm only gonna go for like an hour. This is kind of a test to see, well, can I just kind of keep talking and be interactable and not have a big coughing fit come up, you know? So, well, as I was just saying, Rodolphus, I got over COVID, but I'm fine now. You might hear me clear my throat or cough once in a while. Still, like, that's just, I don't know, it's not even COVID anymore. It's just once I get a cough, regardless of what that illness originally was, that cough is just perma there for a month to 3 months. That, I hate it. I hate it. But it was a long time ago now. It was like a month ago now. Almost a month ago that I got COVID. Then I was fine-ish. A week and a half later, and the cough was the only thing that just sort of persisted. So, yeah, if you closed this window and then you came back and you opened a brand new window, you're probably gonna get more ads. You should not immediately get ads after you've already gotten ads. And in fact, I've turned down my ad frequency on this page. I haven't turned them off completely. If you subscribe, you will not get ads at all. But I've turned down the ad frequency quite a bit. Nobody should be getting ads right after they've seen ads and then they're not in ads anymore and 2 minutes later you get more ads. Like, that shouldn't be a thing that's happening. Behind me, I finally put up my autographed photo of Nobuo Uematsu that I got a long time ago. He's just kind of been sitting on a bookshelf for a while. So this is relevant to, you know, Final Fantasy. So I thought that would be... I need to get a real frame for it. It's just kind of in the cardboard that he came in. So... Friend streams, their ads are as low as it can go and it still comes 2 to 3 times an hour. Yeah, unfortunately they will still come up a couple of times. But they should not be, like, back to back. That shouldn't be happening. Alright. So I'll tell you what happened the last time I streamed Final Fantasy II. If this stream mostly ends up being me talking, I guess that's fine, because it's really more of a test to see how well my voice is doing right now, how much my vocal cords and my body can handle just talking, and maybe not creating a bunch of mucus to try to protect my vocal cords or whatever. But, so the last time I was playing, I was in a dungeon, I was trying to get this fire, we needed to get a fire out of a dungeon or whatever. Very specific there's a very important fire, okay? We fought the boss at the end of the dungeon. We've got this loser here, Gordon. He's a temporary party member. He's not even all that good. But he doesn't need to be because he's not gonna be with you permanently. So I had done really well, and I felt really good about it the last time. I was like, yeah, I did it! And I came all the way back out of the dungeon. And then you realize, oh no! There's all these airships, and they're going back to, like, the starting town, and they're gonna burn the town down or kidnap somebody or whatever, and you gotta go back to them. And I was like, wait a minute, isn't there a chocobo forest somewhere down here nearby? If I get on a chocobo, I can go real fast. No enemies are gonna... It's the first chocobos of the franchise, right? Final Fantasy II introduced chocobos for the first time, and I was like, yeah, let's go get a chocobo. I want us to see chocobos. But I went just barely a baby step too far down south. I got into one fight, and that one fight was way stronger. This game is like that, man. You get out of these little zones where they have, just zoned off various enemy types, right? You walk a little bit out of this zone that you're supposed to be able to handle during this particular part of the story, and you're immediately in territory where it's entirely too difficult for you. I got into one fight, full party wiped, I had not saved, and I was just like, man, we didn't even stream our full length of time that I was planning on streaming, but I'm like soul crushed right now. I do not want to go back through that dungeon, right? Go back and get that fire and then go run all the way back to the town and save these people. So I quit right then and there. I was like, I'll do this in my off time. I'll see you guys next week. And then I got COVID, right? So that's how that happened. So it's been a little while, but at least since then, I did go back through the dungeon. I did get the fire. I actually did get the chocobo too, and I ran myself halfway back out here. I wish you guys had seen the chocobo on stream. Maybe there will be another opportunity to bring chocobos up onto the stream. So now we can finally actually continue the story. That's the whole point. So, I'm following a guide because my memory of Final Fantasy II is a little weak. I haven't finished playing Final Fantasy II probably since I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I was just getting into Final Fantasy. Like, I dipped my toes in somewhere around 4 or 6, and I didn't totally understand it at the time. Those games came out when I was young, like, before the age of 10. And I didn't understand them at the time, and then my friend in, like, middle school brought over her PlayStation, and she had me and our third friend of the friend group try out Final Fantasies 7 and 8, both in the same night. And, she was like, Kaylin, you should play 7, Claire, you should play 8, and, like, the PC versions of those games had already come out. And I did not have a PlayStation, but I was like, well, IDOS released this PC version of 7, so I'm gonna play 7. And 7 was a very, very good game. It did not latch, 7 did not hook me the way it hooked a lot of other people, where 7 becomes your entire personality. To me, it's just that Final Fantasy on the whole got my whole personality. Because it didn't matter to me whether or not it was like this steampunk kind of semi-modernized, realistic-ish looking franchise. To me, I was super into the music, I was super into the mechanics, so I was like, I gotta go backwards. I wanted more so bad that I didn't care whether or not it was more of 7. In fact, I don't even like more of the other 7 things that have come out since. I desperately was like, I gotta go backwards. I gotta play the other games. And then I got real asinine about it. I was like, I gotta play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta go in this chronological order. Although, as they were releasing them on PlayStation, I tried, for example, Final Fantasy V had a PS1 release, and I was like, this release on PlayStation is kind of ass. But I tried 4, 5, these remakes of 1 and 2 that were on the PS1. And I started emulating, I started going older, way older. I started emulating, I started really caring about retro and import games because of this. 5 on PS1 is not super good. Is really not. There's very few times where I'd be like, oh, the fan translation is better. Nah, man, I think this time, that fan translation, somehow those kids did it. I don't know. So it's been since I was, like, in high school that I last finished a lot of these earlier games in some form or another. So I don't remember hardly shit about Final Fantasy II. Other than some real bangers in the soundtrack and the very general overarching plot. And I don't remember a lot of the mechanics to it. So I know I gotta go back to the first town, Altair, I don't know how you... I'm kind of pronouncing the name of the town not too dissimilar to the official pronunciation of Altair from Assassin's Creed, which might not actually technically be correct, but I'm not really sure. What happened to my walkthrough? There it is. Alright, we want to go back to first town. And I need my world map too, because I'm really bad at spatial reasoning. Alright. Time for a walk. We gotta walk around some water for a little bit, and eventually we'll make it back down to Altair. Altair Chronicles 2. Oh, Gordon. Not gonna miss you, buddy. Thankfully, all the rest of my party members are kind of strong enough that, like, sometimes the enemies just get scared of me and they run away. They're not gonna waste my time. Yeah, I think it's important, you know, every once in a while to go back and play these games in their original form, as close as you can get to their original form, right? Because Final Fantasy II, in this format, never made it over to North America. Thankfully, eventually, in some other forms it did, right? Like, it got remade a couple of times, re-released a couple of times, but never, it never made the jump from Famicom to NES. That never happened, sadly. So this is a fan translation. And it is rough. In a lot of areas it is rough. But actually, I don't know. I don't dislike it in the way that seemingly a lot of other people dislike it. There is this expectation of, yes, certain stats are only going to go up if you use them, right? And I know a lot of people aren't into that, but to be fair, like, I don't think it's all that much more work. Where am I at right now? Am I at Poft? I think I'm at Poft right now. Shit, where am I right now? Yeah, Origins and Dawn of Souls, they were both perfectly decent re-releases of those games, of 1 and 2. I think the first time I beat Final Fantasy 1 was on Origins. I think I gave Josh Dawn of Souls, like we were gonna prepare to do a big Final Fantasy 1 cosplay group, and I was like, well, gotta play the game if you're gonna cosplay the character. You don't have to if you're gonna, like, I don't want to gatekeep cosplaying, right? But even he is like, well, if I don't know who I am, then I don't know why I'm dressed like this, right? So he was our warrior. He's very good, too. Yeah, I did, it took me a couple of playthroughs of Final Fantasy VIII to be like, you know what, why am I leveling? There's no reason to level, I guess. Where am I right now? Oh, I'm not even in Poft. I'm in... Oh, I think I'm in Palom? Am I in Palom right now? So I need to go even further south. Shit. The first time I played Final Fantasy VIII, though, I was like, I gotta keep leveling! I gotta get up to level 100, which was already weird, right? It was weird that you could hit level 100 at all, because all the other games you hit level 99, and that's it. And I was like, why did you need one more level? What was the extra level for? But I tried to get to level 100 only to find, wow, this game is so fucking hard. And it didn't need to be that hard. It's not actually that hard if you just don't level. Just don't level. So Nightbot is a bot. It will, anything it spits out is something I've pre-programmed for it to say. Still haven't beat 8. There's good and bad things about 8. I think for a while it was considered the bad one. For a while it probably was my least favorite. But not anymore. I don't dislike it nearly as much anymore. Certainly because I think there are far worse Final Fantasy games that have come out since. Where is everybody? What do I need to do? Go in here? back. If the dreadnought attacks again, we're finished. Oh no. That's the sunfire. Yeah, that's the fire I was talking about. I had to go into a dungeon, go get this fire. Use the sunfire to blow up the dreadnought. Please save Princess Hilda. I tried to stop the princess from boarding the airship. Oh, she's gone, huh? The princess left on Cid's airship to meet you at Kashwan. Well, shit. She should have waited for me. Princess is trapped on the dreadnought. The Empire has a supply base to the north of Fynn. The dreadnought may have docked there. Princess Hilda. No. Nope, she gone. This is all your fault. Oh my god! What do you mean it's my fault? I didn't do this. Stop moving. Stop. Stop moving. Stop. The dreadnought is heading north of Fynn, so we're gonna have to go north. She told me to go out and get this fire, so I went out and got the fire, and now this guy's blaming me. If anything, it's her fault for telling me to... Whatever. Whatever! So where is Cid right now? I think I need to talk to Cid to go get on an airship. What do I need to do? I'm gonna have to look at this guide a little more closely. Find the dreadnought and destroy it. Can be found north of Fynn. Right, they've all told me that. So you want to head northwest of Fynn towards Palamecia. Towards Palamecia, huh? So I need to look up a whole world map again. Oh, I gotta go like north and like west. Where is Palamecia on this map? I see Fynn. Palamecia must be just like right next to it. You know what? So okay. Let's just leave. Let's leave. 13, yeah, you and I have very similar what was the word I was trying to say? Opinion. Opinion was the word I was trying to say. You and I have very similar opinions on 13. I feel like a lot of people have kind of tried to rehabilitate 13's image over the years. And, like, I just don't agree with it. I just don't. 13 is not good. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it's better than you remembered it. No. No, I don't think it is. The music's not that good. The paradigm system is not that good. Don't like it. The way it, kind of roadblocks your progression after a while. It's not good. Don't like it. Story? The worst. It's the worst story of a mainline Final Fantasy. It's the worst one. It's the worst one. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, well, what other Final Fantasies are pretty bad? Surely, if you compare it to other Final Fantasies, it can't be the worst one. No, it's the worst one. I think about how I used to kind of give 12 a bit of shit. I didn't really feel like 12 felt like a Final Fantasy for several years. This is very, very different in style, in feeling, from any Final Fantasy that came before it, and I think that's largely because the last game that Hironobu Sakaguchi himself had touched in any capacity was 11. And then he was gone, and nothing felt like that ever again. they gave him like a special thanks credit in 12, but he was gone. He had already left the company by that point. So it took me a long time, but after a while I grew to appreciate 12 for what it is. It's not what I would consider to be like any of the Final Fantasies that came before it. However, it's a perfectly okay game. Even that, nah man, doesn't come close to Final Fantasy 13. No, 13-2 is actually kind of a sincere apology for Final Fantasy 13. Honestly. But lightning returns, man. Lightning returns is not... I don't even know if I have a... I must have a copy of Lightning Returns, but boy, did I not enjoy 13 or Lightning Returns. Vaughn is just there in 12, yeah. I think the thing that bothers me the most about 12 that would have made me enjoy it more is that I know they really wanted it to be so high fantasy. The writing just feels really, really rigid, and therefore I struggle to connect with it. The way people speak is too rigid. I know they wanted it to sound like a fantasy novel. I get it. I understand. I get why they made the choice they made. But that localization, I think they shouldn't have written it so rigid. And then maybe I would have been more ingratiated, more approving of these characters. I think I would have liked them better. Where do I stop going north? Where do I finally see the Dreadnought? It'll be some open field of green, I guess. Would the rigidness work better in Japanese? I mean, I think in Japanese too, you're just gonna have people who prefer it one way or the other. Either way, you got some people who like it when things sound high fantasy, and some people who don't, and like, for as much as I like a game franchise called Final Fantasy, there's only so much fantasy speak that I can tolerate. I'm actually not. Like, I don't read fucking Robert Jordan Wheel of Time. I haven't read, like, Lord of the Rings since high school. Some people just gel with that and some people don't. So I'm sure some people who played 12 and they're like, ah, shit, this is my escapism, this is it for me. Hey Caspian, so I made this explanation when I got started, but I'll briefly explain some of it again. So I got COVID, and when I got COVID, I mean, I didn't like go out and get COVID. Thank you, Josh, for bringing the COVID home to me. Very kind of your spouse to do that for you, just bring things home for you. So that's how that happened. And, which was fine only because I'm vaccinated. God, get vaccinated if you're able to. please, while you still can, in the United States of America. God. So the only reason why I'm good, probably, is because I'm vaxxed. So it really was only about as bad as, like, having a cold. And after a while, like, I was mostly fine up and walking around and shit, and able to eat and talk and go places. However, my cough lingered for a long, long, long time. And this is my first time trying to stream again, thinking, well, maybe at least let's see if I can handle streaming without coughing a whole bunch during the middle of it. But that's just usually what happens to my body because I think there's something wrong with my lungs. The last time I got the flu, see, there's me having to cough to clear my throat right now. Last time I had the flu, which was like at the beginning of the year, so I've been sick twice this year. Josh took me to the hospital and like, they can't do shit. This fucking country. We're just gonna spend hundreds of dollars just for them to tell me, well, take some Robitussin. But they think they need me to go to a phlebotomist. I can't afford to go to a phlebotomist. See what the fuck is up with my lungs. That every time I get sick, I will be coughing for bare minimum a month, if not 2 to 3 months straight, and it doesn't matter what the illness is. If it's cold, the flu, or apparently now COVID. All that's left, it's not the COVID that's there, it's just the symptom of the cough. I'm otherwise fine, but I thought I told you, email, to stop making noises at me while I stream. I thought I told you. So anyway, I sat here for the majority of this past month waiting to see when my cough would improve so that I could feel good enough to stream again. And I'm probably only gonna do this about another half hour. I'm not even streaming during my normal time when I would stream. This was more of just a test to see whether or not I was really capable of this. If I had the energy for it, if I could get through it without coughing, without creating a bunch of mucus in my throat and my nostril while I talk. Yeah, they'll give you Tamiflu, some cough medicine. Yeah, they prescribed me Robitussin. The motherfucker, they prescribed me Robitussin. But they are like, well, if this keeps happening to you, and it's been happening to you like this for years, yeah, maybe, go see a phlebotomist, go see what the fuck is up with your lungs. Yeah, man, I can't afford to see a phlebotomist. Yeah, how are they gonna help me pay for it? And they asked, oh, are you insured? And I said, no, I'm not insured. Like, I work, freelance, and therefore I don't have, like, job-related insurance. And they were like, do you, qualify for low-income, like, low-income assistance? We can get you some low-income assistance. And I'm like, out here I have to make so much money that you think that I'm rich, but all of the money just evaporates into living conditions, into, you know, renting an apartment, paying for a car, paying for the gas, paying for the other gas, paying for the internet, paying for the phone, shit like that. So I put down, like, the amount I make every year is, like, a little bit different because I'm a freelancer. I never really know exactly how much I make. I put down this number and they're like, oh, that's way too much money, we can't help you. And I'm like, I know, you think I'm super fucking rich. You think I'm just a rich motherfucker, and, like, that's not actually what reality is, because, like, They think low income. I don't know what they think low income actually is, or what it means, or what. I don't know. So they won't help. There are a few free clinics. I don't know though, when, like, if you say you showed them what you make, it could be that where you live, you make below a certain amount that's enough for them to not charge you. And I don't think that's gonna be me. I think I do earn too much money, but the money just disappears because rent is way too expensive, and so is the car payment. I can get this car payment off my back, but I've got about another 1.5 years on this car payment. It's what these people who roll up on me on Blue Sky are like, where's all your money? Motherfucker, those bills! Bills are a thing. The car, the insurance for that car, the registration for that car. Every time that car gets a fucking flat, every time that car needs an oil change. And then some other random shit goes wrong because that's just the reality of owning a car. Man, like, I don't understand how you, like, live in this world and then you shame people because you don't understand what happens in this world. Like, how do you live? How do you live not understanding how this world works or functions or treats people? I don't fucking get it, man. Where the fuck is this airship? I don't know where this airship is. This is gonna be the majority of my singular hour of streaming, is looking for wherever the fuck this airship is. Well, regardless, I'm okay now, so I appreciate the concern, and I'm mostly okay. Even right now, I'm kinda... Every so often, I'm trying to breathe a little differently to clear out my nostril, because that's just how my body reacts when I talk a whole bunch. It just starts trying to protect me and make all this gunk in an attempt to protect me. And the student loans too, man. Holy shit. Josh has been trying to get out from under the beast of the student loans for most of his life. And all things considered, you look at the number and it's like, well, that doesn't look like a really big number, except all the rest of real life comes to kick you in the teeth. And it's like, well, then, if you're just gonna mug me and take all of my money in all these other areas, then what do I have left over to throw at the student loan? So... yeah, I'm gonna try again on Wednesday, so I'm feeling mostly pretty good. Hey, good news! We found that fucking airship. I'm gonna go ahead and save right here. Just so that I don't get confused later if something goes bad. I'll also save state. Just for the sake of being doubly safe. So, we found the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought is its own... dungeon, okay. Oh, God. I forget the dungeon's layout here, so I'm gonna have to go look up pictures of the Dreadnought maps. It's crawling with captains. I think, ideally, I'd like to avoid the captains if I can, and I'll just get into random battles, I suppose. So, let's see here. Final Fantasy II Dreadnought map. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm looking for. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Give me images of this map. Base floor. Great. doesn't look like there's a lot of places to go on the first floor, but we'll look around. Oh, I don't have a choice. I gotta talk to this guy. What do you want? Dreadnought. I want airship. He doesn't have anything for me. Oh, fuck. I said the wrong thing to this guy. And I'm blind. I gotta do something about that. I don't have any eye drops. I really probably should go back to town and go get some eye drops. This guy does not like me. I screwed up. What does the walkthrough actually want me to do here? When I get up to this guy. Oh, I should have had a pass. Where would I have gotten a pass from? Where would I have gotten this pass from? If I had shown him this pass, he would have just let me walk on. But now he's killed Gordon. Okay. So that went well. I don't think I have... I do have life. I'm gonna bring him back to life, but I feel like this might be dumb. See, a good thing I saved, though. He came back to life, and he's still blind. God, that's dumb. Can we at least Asuna? If we Asuna our whole party, maybe the both of us can stop being blind. No, Asuna is just for poisons. It's not for blindness. I get the feeling I'm gonna have to restart, so it's a good thing I saved where I did. Just out here murdering Gordon again. Maybe I already have the pass? It says you would have gotten it in the Bafsk cave. Oh, well, I won. Mind you, Gordon's dead, but I won. We can bring him back to life, though. This could be a really stupid run through this place. This could be really, really dumb. But also very funny. Could be very, very funny, actually. I really don't have enough MP to be doing this. Maybe I should leave. Anyway. I probably should leave and go buy potions and shit. I think I'm probably gonna go do that. Does this guy stay dead? I'd be very interested to find out if this guy stays dead. I'm gonna go back to a town back down here. Go buy some items. Well, at least for next time, I know where the Dreadnought is. Next time we'll do a run on the Dreadnought. Great! Everybody gonna be blind! get him. Despite my curse, I'm gonna get him. Despite being blind, I'm gonna kill him. Got him. Hellfire. Holy shit. Am I close to a town? Ugh. Look, everybody's blind right now. I think we should just run. And what, nobody wants to run? What's going on? Oh my god. Let's just back away into the bushes. Run away. Go. Moonwalk into the ocean. I did. Just Homer Simpson my way the fuck out. These guys will poison me too if I don't run. And I've had very little luck running away from were-rats. I might actually have to fight them. Even though everybody is blind. Hey, Paladin! So, I'll try and give an even more brief version than the last time I said it. So, I've been gone for a long time, largely because Josh brought home for me COVID. And, I had my shots, so COVID wasn't so bad, and so I recovered just fine. However, I just constantly have a cough. I just had constantly been coughing because that's just what happens to me. When I get sick, I just always cough, and I'll cough for like a month and a half, 2 months, upwards to 3 months. That is just what happens to me. So, there was not a good idea for me to be streaming because I would be stopping to cough all the time if I had been streaming. Even if I was otherwise feeling pretty good, feeling pretty normal, was not passing around COVID anymore, was not a good idea to stream. But, so today's stream is more of a test just to make sure that I am in fact good enough to stream. I'm probably going to be stopping in about the next 12 minutes or so. This is not my usual stream time anyway, so... But feeling pretty good. God, I just want to get back to this town so I can buy some items. Go away. Backing away. Such a high encounter rate in this game, and that's true for most of the very early Final Fantasies, right? It's just the nature of what they are. They really did not want to let me leave. Oh my god. Just let me go to town. Right there! Ugh! Phew. Okay. Let me get inside. Let me get in the walls. There we go. Phew. Okay. So, hey. Oh, that's right. Shit, this place is occupied. So I can't stay at the inn. I don't know that I might be able to buy items. No, I can't buy items. I gotta go elsewhere. You're gonna run into this experience rate in a lot of the early Final Fantasies, honestly. That's unfortunate. The PS3 had pretty good backwards compatibility to PS1. Right now, I've got my PS1 just like out and about. I don't know where the cables are though, so I might, if we get to PS1 titles, I don't know whether or not I'll play it on actual hardware. I'm not sure, but I do have them out right now. I have the PS1 out. Okay. We need to get... What have you got here? Maybe not these. Potions are cheap. What I really want... Okay, antidotes I think are important. I'll get like at least 3 of them. Oh, I'm carrying too much shit. Okay, really? What can I get rid of? I think this armor is all old and I don't need it. I believe I can sell the shit that I've just got in here. Why do I even have them in here? What does everybody's equipment look like? Leather? Mithril. Mithril. I actually don't know what the garlic does. I can't remember. You got a bunch of mithril. I think I can sell a bunch of this armor. Only got the 2 garlic. Right? It's only the 2 of them. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna sell all of these pieces of armor. So that'll help. That'll clear out some space. It'll give me more money. Oh, I got this sleep spell. I need to give it to somebody. I'll keep this werebuster just in case. Let's sell that battle axe. We'll sell this mithril. Sell that. That's definitely old. Sell that. Yeah, that was a lot of just unused armor in my inventory. Let's do this. Let's do... Sleep. Who would like to learn sleep? I'm gonna give it to... I don't know, Furion. And, Stun. Furion learns stun, I guess. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good progress. So now, we definitely need... I mean, a Phoenix down is good and all, but... I have a character who can cast life. What I wanted were eye drops, and it seems like nobody in this town actually sells eye drops. So I might have to go all the way back to another town just to buy eye drops. The eye drops are kind of... Going into things blind is kind of fucking me over. Unless somebody's got magic for that? Can magic fix that? Is there a magic spell that'll fix blindness? Asuna didn't do it. I don't think they even sell magic in this town. I need eye drops. Like, I can't be going back up to the Dreadnought without eye drops. So, this has been, like, my entire experience for today's stream. Just kind of running around. Not being particularly productive. Oh well. It is what it is. We'll be more productive on Wednesday. At least my characters are getting stronger. That's cool. Alright, cool, thank you. Need eye drops. Somebody in this town must sell eye drops. You. Who's got eye drops? Not you. Who's got eye drops? You? Thank you. I get like 5 of these things. In fact, we're gonna get 6 of them and use one of them right now. I didn't mean to get that potion, but fine. Just like 6 of them right now. We gotta use one of them right now on Gordon. Over here being useless and blind. There you go, buddy. I'll walk us back up to the Dreadnought and just kind of leave us out there for when we get started again on Wednesday. Back up we go! That'll be where I stop for the day. So we'll stop a little after 4:30 PST. I'm sure most of you are not in my time zone. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go! Back up. Back very, very up. Ambushed by hornets. Not that they can hit me. Haha. I got venomed. At least venom isn't the same thing as poison, though. And, like, I got over it almost immediately. Gotta go! Get you, double up on you, double up on you. Alright. Go even more north than that. Ugly looking birds. They look like the Just Add Water Martians from Looney Tunes. Got him. Cool, ogre died pretty fast. Hey there, Edith, I'm just about to wrap up. As soon as I get up here to this dreadnought at the top of the map, I'm gonna be stopping for today. Oh, thank you so much, Yellow, that's very kind of you. I had posted about this on Blue Sky, but this was only going to be about an hour long. Just kind of testing to see how well my body's doing streaming again. Thankfully, almost no coughing. I am kind of generating a little bit of mucus as I talk, though. A little bit faster than I usually would. So it's a good test. But I think I'm well enough to get back to the regular schedule. The regular Monday, Wednesday, Friday starting at noon. And going for about 3 hours. I think I can do the normal streams in 2 more days from now. I'm good. So, I'll explain this again. I know that people just come in at different times. So, as I was saying earlier, the reason why I had been gone for so long was because Josh brought home COVID to me. And I did get sick for like a week. And that was a long time ago already by now. So, like, I'm not actually sick right now. The thing that is still lingering at this point in time is just a cough. The cough is literally nothing. The cough is just the thing that happens. Stretch, thank you. It's just the thing that happens when I get anything. If I get a cold, if I get the flu, apparently now if I get COVID, if it comes with a cough, I will retain that cough long past actually being sick. Long past actually being infectious. There's something with my lungs. Something with my lungs retains a cough for fucking ever. So, like, I was done being sick weeks ago. But the cough doesn't go away, and therefore that does not really make me super good for streaming. It's not a good thing to listen to while streaming. It gets worse if I talk a whole bunch. Then my throat gets all dry and scratchy. My nose right now is already trying to produce mucus in order to protect me. I'm otherwise not producing mucus. I'm not actually, like, sick. Sitting here feeling pretty good. Not coughing, not blowing my nose, none of that stuff. Not drained, I can smell, I can taste. It's when I stream that my body just goes, oh, we're working too hard is all. Really? Like, I just bought all those eye drops, and now I have to use 3 out of 5 of them. Oh my god. Hydrate, thank you. Got a scroll of warp, though. Teach that to somebody. Warp is useful. There you go, man. I'll have Furion learn warp. But now part of me thinks maybe I should spend some time, maybe tomorrow while I'm not streaming, just really loading up on eye drops. Running around, getting my characters even higher stats than that. Twitch is trying to tell me to keep going. You've got so many more subs to go. I'm not gonna be streaming long enough to encourage more. Hype train incoming. Kaido! Thank you! Thank you for that. You'll have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes. What do I do? Should I keep streaming another 5 minutes to try and increase this hype train? Oh, that almost never happens to me. Fine. You convinced me to keep me around another 5 minutes in an attempt to get this hype train up. If anybody else wants to subscribe, I don't really know what you get. I don't think I have a lot of I have some channel exclusive emotes. I guess I gotta figure out how to make more. I gotta make more for people. Oh my god, I didn't use the eye drops on fucking Gordon. I have to go back down and buy more eye drops. Because they did this to me. I have to go buy more eye drops. Well, since you got me for about another 4 minutes, I guess I'll turn my ass back around and go buy more fucking eye drops. Don't waste them on Gordon. I know, but at the same time, if I'm gonna just go back and buy more eye drops anyway, I guess I'll just fill my inventory with eye drops. Here's the thing about older Final Fantasies again, like, items don't stack. So a single item takes up literally an entire inventory slot. Oh, you have 10 potions? Well, I guess you've taken up 10 inventory slots. Man, that's bull. It's awful. It sucks. But fine. You can add bits also. That seems to have contributed a bit to the hype train. We're at 68% at the moment. We've got 2.5 minutes on my timer. It's probably shorter for you guys now. Yeah, Gordon can't do anything from the back row. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Thank you for the bit there, NSM. Yeah, I'll put him in the front row. At least if he takes some hits, maybe he'll actually gain some HP too. Like, he sucks, but no worries. I'm not gonna ask you to, like, go out and spend bits that you don't have. Fine, let's move him from the back to the front. Fine. He's just gonna die up there, but fine. Maybe it'll be a good learning lesson for Gordon. Fucking Gordon. How am I enjoying Final Fantasy II? I mean, it's not my first time playing it, but, it's Final Fantasy II, that's for sure. Like, I appreciate it for what it is. I appreciate its music. I appreciate that it was the first to actually try to have a narrative. I appreciate it for introducing chocobos. There are things that I appreciate about it. Otherwise, you know, it is what it is because it's an old Final Fantasy, right? For being an old Final Fantasy, encounter rate is high. 2 is unique because you have to, like, use certain abilities in order to fucking get their stats raised. Not just, like, different weapons. If you switch from a sword to an axe, you're gonna have to learn how to start from 0 with this brand new weapon. Look, everybody gets to learn warp. Everybody can learn warp. Our hype train stopped at 69%. Nice. Well, thank you for the 69 hype train. Here, guy. Learn warp, I guess, since that battle just handed warp over to me. It also handed over more mithril armor, so I guess I'm just gonna go sell it. Guess they just want me to have money if they're just gonna be handing over mithril armor that I don't need. Why does this ogre know magic? Ugh! A pain in the ass. The turtle ran? Fast turtle. My god, they just keep handing me mithril. Fine, keep giving me money, I guess. Go sell all this mithril. Am I going the right way? Here we go. Get out of here, hornets. You're just kind of in my way at the moment. At least Firion got stronger. Cool. Come on, give me these eye drops. Ah, shit. This is not the right town. This is the occupied town. Shit. Gotta keep going. Past this town. Come on, somebody hit Gordon at least. All this just for some eye drops. They're very Waluigi-looking goblins. That's very, very true. Eye drops. Okay. Where? Here's our item store. You've got eye drops, right? Yes. I'm getting 10 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're gonna sell any mithril we see. We're gonna sell that mithril, and that mithril, and that mithril, I'm not even sure what Hellfire is right now. Sell this long sword. I do have that pass. I could have just shown that guard at the Dreadnought the pass, and we could have just walked through. Oh well. It's fine. It's whatever. Anyway, what I was trying to do this whole time, 15 minutes ago, was walk back up to the Dreadnought and then stop streaming. Can we do that now? Oh my god, they're doing everything in their power to keep me from accomplishing anything. I just want to position myself outside our next dungeon. Alright? That's all I want to do. I know, the game thought it was being clever. It was like when I was playing Final Fantasy 1 earlier this year, and I was like, I'm so boned. And then the game spawned an enemy called R-Bone. Like they're red skeletons. Lord Drewby got a good clip of that too. Me saying I'm so boned. And those R-Bones immediately spawned as soon as I said that. As soon as the words came out of my mouth. Yeah, I shared it on Blue Sky at the time. Okay, go up and past this town. Alright, get out of here. Alright, get out of here. Get out of here. Gone. At least Gordon's gaining some strength. Now we need to gain him some HP. That's the guy we need to hit in the face a few times. I don't really like doing that. I don't really like that tactic. But for Gordon, I'm considering, maybe we just punch him in the face a little bit. Just so that he's not dead weight as we go through the Dreadnought. I don't know. Oh boy, more mithril. More shit to sell. Up, 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 up. That's right, you better run. Got him. Go, go, go! We're close. Come on, we're close. How goes it? It goes. I mean, I didn't make a lot of progress today, and I'm about to stop anyway, but, a lot of just trying to make sure I've got enough eye drops. I'm about to set myself down outside of the Dreadnought, and that's where we're gonna stop for the day, and we'll come back in and pick it back up on Wednesday, at a more normal, regular stream time, noon PST, and at that time we'll go for 3 hours. Mostly feeling pretty good with my first time back after being a little bit ill, but I do admit that one result I'm having as I'm kind of doing this sort of test run stream to see whether or not I'm actually back. Ooh, blind and blink. One thing I'm finding is that, yes, my nose is creating some gunk in an attempt to, protect myself, and it's kind of annoying. Who wants to learn blink and blind? Let's do... Who doesn't know blind yet? I guess you. Here, you can learn blink too, for whatever it's worth, Furion. I don't care. I don't care who knows it. I doubt that so long as Square Enix exists, I doubt they'll ever stop making Final Fantasies, but, admittedly, we don't know shit about Final Fantasy 17. We don't even know for sure whether or not it's in development. I would be very surprised if it isn't. Surely it is in development, but I would be just shocked if you told me, oh, we hadn't actually prepared a 17, and we're just now announcing that we're getting started making a Final Fantasy 17. I would be very, very surprised. Gotta save Gordon. Oh, Berserk and Thunder. I'm getting a shit ton of spells off of random mobs. What is going on? Wow, okay. That's kind of a... That's a development I wasn't expecting. Who knows Thunder right now? Nobody? None of my... characters know Thunder? I don't think anybody knows Berserk. I don't think anybody knows Thunder. No. Okay, I'm gonna... Maria's got a lot of these, attack type spells. I'm gonna give her Thunder. And I think it just makes sense that Guy should have Berserk. Mr. I Talk to Beavers should definitely have Berserk. Yeah, ain't no way Bethesda's canceled those games. They're just... You'll hear about them when you hear about them, you know? Oh, I forgot to fucking heal Gordon. Here, buddy. Back up on your feet. I had not heard that Square Enix was considering stopping numbering their Final Fantasies. I think that would be a very silly thing for them to do. If they're not numbered, then I consider them, like, not really worth all of their time, their effort, and their money. A number means they've put in a lot of time and a lot of money into, like, really, this is the one you guys have to pay attention to. It would be really weird if they stopped numbering them, I think. I didn't dislike 16, however, I would agree that it's not like... When I'm thinking of my favorite Final Fantasies, it kind of doesn't pop up in my brain, it just sort of exists, and there's things that I liked about it, but, if you were to ask me, oh, what's the best in this category of thing? Of music, of action, of gameplay, of voice maybe voice acting. Maybe. Maybe it would top my charts under voice acting, and that's about it. Aside from that, it just sort of exists, and I don't think about it often. Which is the funny thing, because it's the most recent one. Okay, this was all I wanted. I just wanted to get back up to the Dreadnought, and then stop. But honestly, yeah, if they went back to turn-based, I would be very excited. I understand Final Fantasy is always kind of trying to reinvent the wheel. Trying to do something new and different all the time. And, they seem to be a little afraid of going back to turn-based because they're scared that people don't want it, even though I think there's a pretty good market for turn-based RPGs that are not Final Fantasy. Even Tactics, you know, it is a tactical game, but it is turn-based in a way. It's menu-based. Your characters take turns. And people were very excited about that re-release, so, yeah, clearly 16 was very, very heavily inspired by Game of Thrones, and they thought that's what people wanted. And, you know, it's very impressive that they recorded the English dialogue first. I think that is very impressive. I actually, going back and looking at, kind of talking about some things I've been up to while I haven't been streaming, the Bouncer, like, I've been collecting a whole bunch of extra shit from the Bouncer, just sitting here next to me right now. Got the old Brady Games strategy guide for the Bouncer, right? So I'm trying to write a video on the Bouncer just because it's such a fascinating piece of Square Enix history, Square Soft history, really. Come to find out, in interviews, Final Fantasy 16 was not the first of Square's games to record English dialogue first and then animate to the English dialogue. That was the fucking Bouncer. The Bouncer did that shit first. And actually, like, I went and I replayed the Bouncer multiple times over this past week, because it's a really short game, but in order to get all of it, you have to play it multiple times. You listen to that English dialogue, it's not bad. It's not like the recording is bad, the acting is not bad. Almost all of those actors were like anime voice actors of their time period. You had, like, Steve Bloom going under the name David Lucas, if you remember those days, where he, like, kind of trying to be dodgy with the Union and go by different names in order to do different projects. So that was a David Lucas thing. And those, that voice acting, their writing is not terrible. It's not stilted voice acting at all. It's relatively natural sounding acting. You switch it to Japanese, and the Japanese looks kind of funny, because they didn't remap the voice flaps, the lip flaps, to the Japanese dialogue. It's still mapped to the English dialogue, much like Final Fantasy 16 would be, like, 20 years later, you know? Bouncer did it first, which I think is really impressive, especially when you consider that next year after it came out in the year 2000 in Japan, and there's no reason why it should have waited until the year 2001. They had intended for the Bouncer to come out internationally simultaneously. The game was ready. It's in English and Japanese, even in the Japanese release. It was already ready to go. But later that year, in the year 2001, Final Fantasy X comes out, and they recorded to Japanese dialogue first. And I don't know how many of you have played Final Fantasy X, but aside from the laugh scene that gets way too much hate, right? 10's dialogue in a lot of places is a little bit stilted. I think that's 10's biggest crime. They're very good voice actors, but because they've been mocapped and lip flap matched to the Japanese audio, that dialogue sounds really stilted in a lot of places. Yeah, for its time, I don't think Final Fantasy X sounds bad. I have never actually thought 10 had bad voice acting. I don't know what everybody gets up in arms about. However, I do have an understanding that, like, lip flaps kind of don't match sometimes. Their mouths are making wholly different shapes because those are Japanese lip flaps. They're not English lip flaps. So I say that to kind of compare. 10 was where Square was kind of expecting all of this focus to come in on because Final Fantasy is a huge franchise, and yet the thing that the Bouncer did that 10 did not do, probably for good reason, because they're still thinking, oh well, we're not aiming specifically for an American audience for this, but for the Bouncer did a thing that 10 did not do, which was record to English dialogue first. And then they wouldn't do that shit again until Final Fantasy 16. Over 20 years later. What a legacy that nobody will ever, like, nobody's ever gonna fucking go back to the Bouncer. The Bouncer, otherwise, gameplay-wise, is not a good enough game to get the flowers that, in some areas, just some areas, it kind of deserves a little more appreciation, as far as being technologically advanced in a lot of areas is concerned. Gameplay's not that good, but, holy shit, they did a lot of things well ahead of the curve. Holy shit. But anyway, about an hour and a half stream, that's not so bad. I am getting, like, I mentioned it already before, like, I've talked enough now that my body is trying to create extra gunk in here in an attempt to protect me, so, I'm hoping that when I come back on Wednesday, I'll be feeling pretty good, and, that'll maybe be a little less of a problem. I'm thankfully not coughing a whole bunch. That was my biggest concern, was that, oh, I won't be good enough to stream because you'll just be listening to me cough a whole bunch, and that would be super gross. Nobody wants that. So, okay, I've saved the game here. When we come back on Wednesday, we're going to hop into the Dreadnought. So we got a big old dungeon to go through right away on Wednesday. So that'll be noon PST on the 15th. I'll, of course, post on Blue Sky when I do it. So, thank you so much, you guys, just for kind of joining me while I test myself out to see whether or not I am good to go to be jumping back into streaming, and I think I can do it. Thank you to you guys who recently, followed, who subscribed today, who threw a couple of bits my way. That's very kind of you. I super appreciate it. We're gonna keep going, and hopefully we'll blow through Final Fantasy II and move on to something new. I think I said we were gonna do Final Fantasy Legend after this, because technically Legend came before Final Fantasy III did. We're gonna cover these spin-off games as well. Not just the mainline series, but also spin-off games. So, fingers crossed we get through 2. I would really love to take us through the spin-offs as well. You guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you later on this week. Have a good night, guys. Bye for now.